Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's year three, Turf Talk. You know, we make them with them worldwide interviews, man. The number one podcast, high school in Southern California. And yeah, I said it. I'm your host, Cen10, along with my two guys, uh, the one and only Coach G. Coach G, we waiting for Coach Dennis. Heard he was over there serving meals over there at the team meal over there at Centennial. Oh, here he. Hey, speaking of devil. I was just hold on. I'm gonna wait for his audio to kick in. I'm gonna wait for his audio to kick in. Coach Jackson. We was just talking about Coach Jackson serving meals over there at Centennial, trying to get him ready.
Meals on wheels.
Coach Jackson. Excuse our audience for the small delay. But once again, hey, my left and my right hand, the only guys that I do this with, I wouldn't do it with nobody else, is Coach Gary and Coach Jackson. What's up, Coach Gary? How's everything going?
Man, I woke up today, so I'm blessed beyond measurement, and sticking to the script, two feet on the square, and because my trillionaire boys, we took our boys down to St. John Bosco High School, had a beautiful tour with the head coach Negro, letting the youngsters see how the big get down, and then afterwards we just got back from Vegas. We had two games. We played against a 12U team, and we came out victorious. And victorious not because of the scoreboard, but because we got better, brother. And that saying is different levels bring different devils. And like water, people keep our name in their mouth. But I'm gonna leave everybody with this, man. I can give you the recipe, but the sauce would never be the same, man. There can only be but one, and we moving in our own lane. So it's been a blessing, bro. It's been truly a blessing the way we moving and getting these boys ready for the next level, because that's what it's all about.
Most definitely. Once again, I'm your host, Cen10. This is year three. You know what I'm saying? We talked about this a long time ago, sitting down, having some barbecue. Coach Dennis was eating some vegan tater tots at that time.
Yes, sir.
Hey, checking in, you know what I'm saying, Coach Gary, for the people that may not know, his son was, number one slot at Corona Centennial, went to USC, and now he's an Oregon. Coach Jackson just checked in with us. We already heard you was over there serving team meals, man. So go ahead and talk to us, Coach Jackson. Hey, hold on, stop. Coach Jackson, I called. You gotta update your public relations team who we are, man. They be hanging up on us when we call it. So
come on now.
Hey, go ahead and introduce yourself, Coach Jackson, and and update us.
Hey, it's your boy Coach Jen, ready to get it in on the world famous Turf Talk, baby.
I like that.
Let's do it, man. Hey, I'm still doing the same old, man. Coaching at Corona Centennial, and being a happy dad, and training and everything else. You know me, man. It don't stop.
Sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Coach Dennis, before we even start, what days you go over there training at your gym?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Not Friday now. I'm back on the football field. So Monday and Wednesday, 7 to 9.
Okay, and they can reach you at Coach. We'll post all the information, Coach Jackson's
Coach
workout.
Dennis Jack on IG. Yep.
Okay, definitely. Hey, man, we got a special show tonight. We've been doing this 3 years in a row where we kick it off, and hopefully, I can get these guys that I can get a hold of their PR teams, because I know they're gonna be out of town. One got a son in the NFL, and one got a son that'll play college football on Saturdays. So I know it's gonna be difficult. But what we do is we interview with these high school teams for the games of the week. And without no further ado, the games of the week, it's Corona Centennial at Mater Dei this week. It's our pleasure to always check in with the high school players. Hey, let's get those cameras on. Let's check in, folks.
Right.
Yes, sir. So we also got Coach on the phone, DB Coach over there at Corona Centennial. Sincere, Mr. Cornell. I'm gonna let the players introduce themselves, and then we could go from there. Mr. JD, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, boss? Tell them your name, what position you play, what year you are. It's the Don't Be Humble show, so go ahead and help yourself. Mike, your mic's off, boss.
You muted, JD.
Sorry about that.
All right, what's good, y'all? My name is Jaden McKinley. I'm a class of 26, and I'm a linebacker at heart. Usually do edge rushing too. That's me.
Okay. Mr. Cornell.
My name's Cornell Hatcher. I'm a senior running back at Centennial.
Yes, sir. Then we got Coach Burns on the phone with us, right?
Yes, sir. How y'all doing, man? Coach Burns out here in the flesh, the one and only. DB coach of Centennial.
Yes, sir.
Coach Burns also one of my trainers at Get It Done Sports Arena.
Oh, yeah. You know, got to get right with Big Dan. Got to be in that gym.
Definitely. I see Sincere was on here. He popped off. But let's go ahead. Coach G, you want to start it off? You know what it's like to play at Corona Centennial. Your son played at an extremely high level. He played in games like this. I've seen him highlight all week, put the pressure on him, and he still went out there and balled, as well as Coach Jackson's son. Talk a little bit about, what's going on at the mind frame of this week and, how they prepare for it from what you've seen from a parent perspective.
Well, before we get Foster Bone Deep, let me say we are so blessed and honored to have you guys on our show. And, we ain't nothing like the first 48, but we are trying to put the pieces to the puzzle, give up the cheat code. But we are so intrigued and just to pick you guys' mind. And I would say in regards to the Huskies, just being a part of that family, I would have to say preparation is everything key to how they get down. They call them the football factory for a reason. They don't just get out there and do the hype. I mean, they're muscle from the ground up. And that's one thing that I do respect about Corona Centennial. They don't go out there, recruit and all that. They take what they got and make it happen. And, and for me, one thing I would like to ask one of the gentlemen that's on here is what does it take to be a Husky, and why did you choose this particular school to go to?
So I'll answer that. Honestly, what it takes to be a Husky is just being able to show up every day, give 100%. I'd say that's the only thing that you really got to do every day. Just make sure you're there, make sure you're with the team all the time. But me personally, I chose Centennial because, I grew up 10 minutes down the street. So it's
right.
I grew up watching people, like J.J. Taylor, Gary Bryant, Tanner McKee, play Centennial and go play big games and stuff. So it was just always the school I wanted to go to.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Hey, and we talk, Cornell, talk a little bit about, when you got there, did it meet the expectations or did it, go beyond the expectations? As far as the environment, as far as the coaching, talk a little bit about your experience there before, we tap in with Coach Burns and Coach Dennis.
Well, when I got there my freshman year, it was It was during the COVID year. So it was kind of like it did meet expectations when I realized I remember how serious the coaches took everything and to make sure even with COVID that we still got the work that we needed in. I remember we couldn't lift inside anymore. And I remember the next day we showed up and Coach Logan had built wooden weight racks so we could lift outside. So that right there kind of really sent the message to me that it met expectations that we were a school that they did what needed to be done. We got stuff done no matter what.
Right.
Okay. Coach Burns, talk a little bit about your experience being there and some of the expectations that you guys have lived up to and as the coaches from that perspective, if you can.
Oh, man. This is my fourth season going into the program. So just seeing how they work, seeing how they operate, you could tell it's different. You could tell to see why they're the number one public school out in California. It's just work, nothing but work. We're not gonna shoot you. We're gonna shoot you straight. We're gonna be real with you. We're gonna let you know what you have to do, what you're not doing, and it's just put that work in, put that grind in. In season, off season is taking care of your body. We have a good off season program, so it's following that. Taking care of your body is going to be the main key. Me playing at the collegiate level, that I try to stress that to the kids as much as I can is take care of your body. Your body's gonna be as a temple, so use that. Grades, you got to be a student athlete because you can't get to college without them grades as well. You as good as you want on the field, but we stress some grades. So if you don't have the grades right, you're gonna get punished for them. So it's just relentless work, being coachable, being ready to work every day, and working on something working on good habits, not working on bad habits, not lazy habits. It's we working to get better every day.
Okay. Coach Jackson, I know you got a lot of experience as a coach, as a father, and, you know, putting numerous kids through that school and D1s, you know, and you've seen it all. Talk a little bit about your experience there, because a lot of people think, hey, Coach Jackson, he wouldn't be there. You know, his son went to the NFL, but I know you love the game. You know, we talk about, well, you love the high school game. I mean, you just love the game in general. Talk a little bit about your experience and what you know from that program and so forth.
Yes, sir. Well, I've been at this. I'm going on my 9th year at Corona Centennial, and it's been a blessing, man. Like I said, I've seen kids come and go. You know what I mean? I've seen kids go to the league. You know, I've seen kids that play with us that's coaching now. You know what I mean? So it's been an amazing experience. You know what I mean? But for me, like I said, man, this is something I love to do. You know what I mean? It's funny. A lot of people always say, man, you still at Corona Centennial? Your son in the league. I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? I love this game, though. You know what I mean? And I love to do what I do. So it's been a blessing, man. You know, I also tell people, man, Centennial ain't for everybody. If you ain't coming to willing to come in and put in the hard work, and it's not for you.
No, and you know, I bounce around high school to high school, you know, to try to do our part for Turf Talk. And I tell, you know, I talk to some coaches and I honestly tell them respectively, hey, Centennial is different. You know, I got a chance to witness it for a couple years. Coach Gary, talk about what, just talk about what you've been through, what your son been through. It's a lot of kids ain't ready for that spotlight. Let's be honest.
No, you're right. And, you know, and for the young men on here, I want to say this: to elevate, you got to separate. And sometimes being the best version of yourself, that comes with a lot of buys. And, you know, I tell my youngsters, you know, if you hang with dogs, you will get fleas. So you guys have a lot of big decisions to make. And you only have one time to make a first impression, both on and off the field. And, you know, with my experiences, you know, as coaching elite athletes, I know that, you know, I'm old school. So my philosophy is nothing given, everything earned. And I look up to Coach Logan, and a lot of his philosophies I adapted. And the way he runs this program, man, it's so the game is evolving and it's changing. And you know, it's getting a little bit, you know, they got the transfer portal and different things like that. In regards to high school athletes, now it's going to be a little harder because they're going to the portal. So now you really got to bring your A game every time you touch the turf. And, you know, and that's not saying anything to try to discourage anybody, but basically, man, the game it's on now. And the thing I love about Corona Centennial being a public school, you know, they're taking the challenges and playing these bigger guys. And, you know, I had an open thing I wanted to say about this, but I do want to say this about Corona Centennial. Max Prep have them ranked at number 4 in the state, ranked number 15 in the nation with 10 CIF championships with a 57-game winning streak. The first public school to take on a powerhouse. I think that is phenomenal. And just to be able to play for something like that, you know what I mean? And do always remember you represent the last name on your back. But I think the grind, that's why I love Corona Centennial, because it represents like what the college do, nothing given, everything earned. I talked to Gary the other day, like, man, I'm beat that. So it don't get easier. It does not get easier.
No, I don't.
So the grind has to be there, you know, it has to be there. And I think that's what they're producing, real football players, not prima donnas.
Yeah. And that's something, you know, I've witnessed there. We just got, I know you guys just had your team meal. You guys had a late practice, so a lot of people didn't get a chance to check in, but Sincere checked in. What's up with you, Sincere? Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell them what position you play. You know, what year are you? And I mean, don't be humble, man. Go ahead.
All right. What's going on? I'm Sincere Brackett, class 2024 linebacker, outside and inside, man. My bad. We had some technical difficulties. I'm still on the field. I don't like the way we ended practice today. You know, it's been a little hard week because of different personnel and stuff like that. So I'm just in here trying to get my mental right for Friday.
That's right,
yes, sir. And you Sincere, we ain't gonna let you get away yet. Hey, and that's something that I've read about you and seen about you just following you. I like your mentality. You know, like what you bring to the football field. I'm gonna ask Coach Jackson, is it all validated? And Coach Burns, is it all validated? But I'm pretty good at reading people. But I think you talk what you do. So talk a little bit about the game this week and what it means to you to start off. Is it week 0? Like, that's a cold-blooded thing to do. Week 0, we go and face the national champions, but that's what Coach Logan and his staff do each and every year. So talk a little bit about the expectations for this week and what you're looking forward to.
Man,
before he answer, I'm gonna validate it. Put
I
a
know.
stamp on it. Put a check mark by
Okay.
it. Cross a circle around it. So yeah, let's put that out there first.
Hey, Sincere looked like he played down there for the Miami Hurricanes. But go ahead, Sincere.
Yeah.
And I second it.
Man,
cut you off real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
He been validated since I saw him in 8th grade. So
okay,
yeah, year. So it's real.
Sir. Sincere, go ahead and talk a little bit about what it means to you this week, and then we're gonna get to Mr. Cornell.
Okay, man, this week is probably the biggest week of my life and just, man, our team. Like, first week, we always, most of the time, we always start off with Mater Dei, which is a blessing. But, man, personally, it goes, these next 3 grades are vital to me, man. Just me being a senior and I haven't really no offers, man. These 3 games is really vital to me, and I really have to ball out. So that's why I'm really out here right now, because I got to really lock in. Like, these 3 games are the most important games of my life. So I got to play each one like it's my last, because it really could be my last, you know?
Yes, sir. I like that. I like that mentality, Sincere. Mr. Cornell, go ahead and talk a little bit about what this week means to you. I mean, like I said, I don't know if people really understand. Usually, and I'm saying most coaches get into the schedule soft. You guys always take on the best of the best in the first couple, them games. And I mean, y'all schedule is hectic. So Cornell, talk about what this week means to you.
Like Sincere was saying, this is of course one of our biggest games that we're going to play this season. So of course this means a lot. You know, it's like this is the only way I see it is like opportunity to showcase your abilities against the best in the nation right now. Showcase that you can play at that high level of football with other people, even though we are just a public school. That we can play with the best of the best, and I think we can beat them.
Yes, sir. Definitely, I think you can beat them too, man. You know what I'm saying? It's just all how you guys approach the week, and and I'm pretty sure Coach Burns can talk about what's some things that without going into detail. I've been around Coach Burns. That like what's going on this week, the mentality. What do you know what I'm saying? What are we telling the players over and over?
Man, first off, urgency. Come out here with a sense of urgency and practice so it can lead over to the game. We got to start off hot. We got we want to be here. We got to have that mind. We'll beat them. We can't just come out here number 1 team. There's no weak-minded coaches, no weak-minded players at our school. So that's 1. Step 2 is finish. Whatever you start, finish it. Don't make it too difficult. Don't think too much. Know your assignment. Know your alignment. Read and react. Play football. They're no different than us. They put their shoes on. They put their pants on every day the same way we do. All we got to do is be disciplined, be coached, and play Centennial football. Sky's the limit.
Yes, sir.
I agree.
What about Coach Jackson? What are you telling your D-line this week? And hold on, Coach Jackson, how your D-line look? Talk to me about the D-line.
We always come. We're gonna always come correct. I got a nice little D-line. We ready to come out and shock the world.
What's some things you expressing to your because you soft spoken coach, but I know you coaching them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know. You ain't no yeller or nothing, but you coaching. So what's some things that you telling them this week as far as what they need to do and what to focus on?
As a coach, we tell them, man, we can't want it more than them. They gotta want it more than us. So I mean, we just preach, work hard, and it's gonna pay off, guaranteed.
Yes, sir. Coach Gary, you want to tap in, boss?
Yeah, again, I want to thank you, young gentlemen, for being on here. But I want to get a little bit deeper. I want to ask, what are your rituals? What do you know? What like the night for the game? What do you do? The day of game in school? What do you do? And then what's the bus like? The bus ride like? I want to go deep. I want to know. I want to get inside you guys' brain. Even you, coach. I want to know what the night before the game. How do you prep? Day of the game at school. What do you do? What kind of music you listen to? What do you eat? I want to get deep.
So realistically, before games, I'll sit in like the right side of the stand, because some people might laugh at it, some people might take it serious or might not take it serious, but honestly, I take it serious because when I was injured and I was hurt, man, I went through a real big mental problem. Like I dug myself in a really dark hole, and not a lot of people know. Like I started a mental health program and everything. So I sit in these stands on the right side because when I was injured and I couldn't play, that was the only place that I was at. And I just sat there and I cried and I just prayed. So that's people ask me, bro, why you be sitting in the stands before games? I'd be like, I sit there because, man, I went through so much. And that year and 3 months, man, I went through so much mentally. Man, it did nothing but mature me, man. It was just such a blessing. Like me being injured was such a blessing, and I will never forget that type of pain in my life. But that's really what I do before games, just to kind of lock in and just remember what everything I had to go through just to get to where I was at. Just remember everything. Don't let nothing go. Don't let it fade away. Remember that pain. Remember those nights, those days you were just alone. Like, I got to remember all that stuff. So that's really what I do before games. Listen to gospel music and sit in the stands.
I like that, Sincere.
Yeah.
I like that.
Love that.
Cornell, what about yourself, man? What do you do? Some rituals, some eating habits. What's going on game day, especially a game like this? Not to put the extras on it, because I know everybody says everybody's human. But I'm saying, that week, what are you doing this week with, on game day?
On game day, all I do is I watch a lot of film throughout the whole day. I'm watching film whenever I have free time. I watch film. What I eat, I like to eat. I don't know. It's just a habit I've had. I get a bag of candy before games. I eat that, and I'll watch film, listen to whatever music I'm feeling for that game.
Okay,
and that's all.
How about you, Coach Burns? Because I want to ask Coach Dennis too. What he do for game day, and what his son used to do for game day.
Man, you want to holler at JD one more? We got one more.
I'm talking to you, Coach Burns. Like, what's some things you got going on game day? I know you wake up hyped. It's game day. You bouncing around. Hey, you still boxing in the mirror.
I'm the head of the coaching group, man. I'm probably one of the youngest, if not the youngest one out there besides Coach Pat. So I come out and do stuff. I try to get a smoothie every game day. I try to, try to do some stuff that I did when I was playing in college, but I can't get out there and go play. So I try to just, bring that energy that I have and to the kids, to the boys, to the locker room. Try to just get them energized, get them going. Kind of just speak that positive word to the boys mainly. I can't go do it no more. So let me see y'all boys go and get it done. I mean, y'all know what y'all doing, what y'all will. It's y'all time to shine. All I want to see is your boys succeed and shine and of course go to the level. But game day, yeah, man. Game day, I got my own little. I got my headphones sometimes. I got a speaker walking with me, walking around. So I'm trying to bring that energy to it.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Coach Jackson, what I ain't never asked you that. What you got going on game day? And what did your son used to do for game day? Or what you used to make him do on game day, Coach Jackson?
I didn't really. I guess our only ritual was we prayed before the game. Me and him. We go to the corner of the field and me and him prayed. We did that all the way to SC, and we do it right now for the 49ers. We pray before the game. You know what I mean? Just to put God first and all things to follow. You know what I'm saying? So that was our ritual.
Okay. How about you, Coach Gary? I mean, what you do for I know you still coaching right now. What you do for your game day? I know you, because your blood pressure high pretty much an hour before the game all the way through the rest of the night. You know what I'm saying? What you and your son what you used to make your son do? Because both y'all got real tight relationships with your son.
Gary has a chart and he has his goals on the chart. So he always read that and then he would pray. Of course, we'll pray together. And he would put on his earphones. I get to see him rocking. I don't know what he was listening to, but he was rocking. And I always say football is only 20% physical, is 80% mental. And I love to hear that young man's testimony because about how you get back up. And I love to hear the fact, because a lot of my young babies, my choice boys are on here listening and just listen to what you say. Because, I always say quitting is not an option. And the fact that you over aim that, because again, what you go through, you grow through. And I think you're going to be very successful. And energy is everything, like the coach said. So it's a beautiful thing. Again, just say energy. That's Gary. I let him do him. He would pray. He would get into it, and man, sky's the limit. Where he's at now.
Yes, sir. Coach Gary, now I don't think you answered what you do. What you do for game day? Besides, I know you pray.
I game prep. You know what I mean? I have some of the plays. You know, I try to write a script, and you don't always follow the script, but you start off with the script. And, you know, of course, I look at the other team's film and different things like that. And, you know, I try to let everybody eat. So, you know, I got different plays for different players, and I try to make it fair to where they all, but again, I'll go with whatever works. But, you know, I go over the script and go over it in my head, and I see, okay, this is probably going to happen. And I try to stick to the script. It never ends up with the script, but just basically have everything scripted out. I do my prayer. And, you know, I talk to my coaches like Coach Slide, Coach Tracy, and Hatch, and Camp, you know, and Nacho, and we all go over everything, Coach Josh, and you know, we are the foundation.
Okay.
So we have to, everything, that's how the kids move. So we all come together, we talk, and then we all put it out there. We put the recipe out there.
Hey, man, like I said, man, it's always a pleasure, especially to join Coach Gary and Coach Jackson. You know, we've been doing this going on year 3 as far as interviewing. I know it's probably not a good night because, you know, Centennial got a big game this week and it was a late practice. But I don't know if Cornell and Sincere still with us. Anything you guys want to tell, you know, your brotherhood, you know what I'm saying? You want to speak to, go ahead and speak to your team. We're going to definitely post it and let people know what's going on this week. Any last words you want? You got Sincere.
JD, go ahead and speak up. JD, you want to speak, JD?
All right, yeah, I got you. Well, what I would want to say to my team is that we need to come in locked in. I know, like, mostly it's been pretty rough practices today and yesterday. I will say though, I still see the intensity that we have, and we've been going through our plays, going through our reps, going through our coverages, going through our blitzes. I will say we're getting our stuff down, and I just say we just need to keep our tempo that we've been keeping up since Monday all the way out through this week, since last week, since summer. We've been holding up. We hold up pretty steady, and I say that as long as we do our assignment, do our job, I think we'll be all right.
Hold on, JD. I thought you was gone, man. You done disappeared on us, man. Talk to me about what this game mean to you this week.
What this game to me is basically everything. It's my first starting varsity game. I'm a sophomore. It's basically for my ability to show the world what I can do. I know I'm not really known that much, but right now I see it as my first opportunity to make myself known out to that world.
Hey, well, look, we try to get to know you, but we can't see your face. You know what I'm saying? hey, but
sorry about that.
No, it's all right, JD. Hey, I thought you had tapped out for the night, you know. But hey, good luck with this. Sincere, you want to leave us with any words, and Cornell, you want to talk to your team and let everybody know what this week mean to you, or anything you want to say?
To my team, you know what I've really been noticing about this group of young men that we have. Man, we just gotta have fun and play every snap, do everything like it's the last. Like that's really it, because it's not nothing in the world than having a group of young men or men on the side of you that really play like it's the last, like it's no more, like it's nothing after this, like it would be nothing like that. You know, that's really all it is. I feel like as a unit, we're too tight up stiff. You know, people don't. When we get a pick, nobody scream, nobody happy. You know, the era when Mickey and Mikey was all here, man. When they in practice, they were different. They was yelling, they was screaming. It was a whole different vibe, and I feel like the Centennial program needs to get that back.
Okay,
we need to get that back because that's when we were great.
All right, how about you, Cornell? Any last words, boss?
I mean, something I'd like to say is that like I'm real proud of my team right now. I feel like, you know, going through the summer, even like going through school, a lot of people tell us that like we're going to lose this first game. We're not going to be as good as we are. But I don't think that's deterred anybody on the team. Everybody still comes out every day, works as hard as they can. Everybody's working to win. Everybody believes that we can pull off the upset and that we can be the best team in the country right now.
We're going to shock the world.
Hey, I like that mentality. Hey, Coach Jackson and Coach Gary, we got about 4 minutes left. You want to go ahead and say anything?
Yeah, I just want to tell the young man, I'm always proud of the guys. I see how they practice, and like I said, And these actually guys that's on there, they're dogs. They all put their heart into it. And I just want to say, hey, do practice how you play, and like you said, we get this dub.
Yes, sir. Coach Burns, you want to get a couple? We only got a couple of minutes. You want to say something real quick to your players, to the team?
I just want to let these three know how proud of y'all putting that work into it's real go time. Like Cen10 said, together for each other.
Yes, sir. Hey, Coach Burns, I super appreciate you helping us out. You know what I'm saying, getting the boys together as well. Coach Gary, you want to lead us up out of here?
Hold on before Gary get up out of here. I just want to let Sincere know and JD know that kids that's been on this show, like after they come off the show, they get some offers, man. So
hey,
let's hope that ritual stays. So you know what I mean.
Cornell, you in there too, though. You know what I'm saying. So hey, we gonna take care of y'all, man. We gonna take care of y'all. So don't worry about it. We gonna talk to y'all again throughout the season. So don't go nowhere. And y'all gonna beat Mater Dei. Don't get crazy on us and don't respond to our phone call. Coach G, Coach G, you want to lead us out of here?
Yeah, I want to say to everybody out there, man, our destiny is determined by number of times that we stumble, the number of times we raise back up. Keep moving by any means necessary. You control the narrative to your opinion. Don't go by what anybody says. Hey, peace, love, and happiness, everybody, man. Go out there and be great, and we will be at the game. I will be right there after I do film with my team. I get right up to the game. You might see me on the sidelines. Let's get it, Huskies, baby.
Hey, shout out to everybody that tapped in with us, especially this three. Once again, we know it's a bad night because it was a late night for Corona Centennial. They doing team meal and all that. But we appreciate you. So everybody have a good night. And hey, go Cen10, man. We rooting for y'all.
Appreciate it.
All right, boss.